Hello, everyone. My name's Mark Walmsley, and I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. This is the best fun of the job for me. It's where I get to meet our full members for a chat and introduce them to you. So I'm delighted that at 4:30 in the UK on a Friday afternoon, the last appointment of the week is this one, it's an absolute delight. Cyrice, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm thrilled to be here. This is great. I'm
And
excited.
so am I. This is always good fun. Anecdotes, laughs, and surprises. But I've got to ask you about your background. That looks magnificent. What is it and where is it?
So this is called Fragile Future, and it is by Studio Drift. And I saw it on display at the High Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. My first visit to Atlanta, actually. And it's actually dandelion seeds. And so there are actually lights inside of dandelion seeds, and everything's connected by these copper wires. It's phenomenal.
It is.
And
I
it's
imagine
all
I imagine that's how the power gets to them as well. And can
yes,
you imagine how difficult it would be to get a light inside a dandelion seed? Um,
exactly. And
that's
then to seal it in a way that they don't,
yeah,
with
yeah. I gather it's a three-dimensional installation, isn't it? Yeah.
yes, yes. It's
Wow.
in kind of a cylindric tube,
Right.
but it's phenomenal.
Oh, that's great. So I'm sure people will want to have a look around and find a video of a walkthrough of it. That's great.
Yes.
Excellent. Right. That's lovely. So we're going to have some fun today. But before we do that, I'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the gang. I know you're in Pasadena, is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
Pasadena, California, right outside of Los Angeles.
Lovely. It's not too bad here today, but it's a bit grey. But there you go in the UK. So do please tell us a little bit about yourself, the work you do, who you do it for, where you do it, and if you want, just let us know the sort of people in the network who would make a really good introduction, because those who watch this can connect as a referrer for you. So all yours.
Okay, quickly, I guess. So my name is Cyrice Griffith. I am the Deputy Director of AIA, which is the American Institute of Architects, Los Angeles, by day, and I am the designer of my own design company called Griffith Chess Designs, and I make chess and checker luxury chess and checker sets out of found objects, and they are exquisite one-off pieces. And so that's kind of what I do with my days. And I've been in an arc of participation in the arts and arts affiliated world for the last 30 years. I spent most of my first 25 years developing diversity and pipeline development programs for young people of color to find their way into arts management. And that was thrilling on performing arts and visual arts. And then I transitioned into working with architects and architecture. And so I won't go into all the details, but I've had a wonderful, wonderful ride. And I'm looking at this, I would say, the last act, and making art more a part of it. So
Hey,
that's really what I aim to do.
that's great. There are phrases to describe the sort of latter part of your career, aren't there? I think the one in the UK is, oh, well, it's a golf related term. I'm on the back nine. So,
Oh,
so
interesting.
you've done half your life and you're in the second half of it where much of the
Right.
happens.
Yeah, I read a book once called Encore, and I think I look at it as like it's the encore.
Love
It's
that.
like,
I love
yeah,
that. Yes,
yeah,
properly arts and culture related, that is. I imagine if you're a
exactly.
baseball fan, you'd say you're at the bottom of the ninth or something like
Uh,
that. So I'm not a baseball aficionado. I don't
I'm
know.
not a baseball person
But
either.
what I want to do quickly is to show everyone your chess sets, because
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
going to share my screen
Sure.
so that we can, so that some of our guests can have a look. So here's your website, and this is at griffithchessdesigns.com. And these are just staggering. When you showed me these last time, I was entranced by them. They're just so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Is that ceramic one new? Because I don't think I'm not sure I saw that one last time. But so you make these by hand, and
So I am an assemblage artist.
yeah.
I collect pieces and repurpose them and give them a new life as a chess piece. And I haven't seen anything else like this. And this all started when my son taught me to play chess when he was just 9 years old. And
They are, I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, is that a pepper pot? A salt and a pepper pot repurposed?
Yes, it is.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you can dine and season your food while you're playing. That's great.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and have a look at I mean, most people know the classic kind of form of a chess piece, right? The rook,
Exactly.
the knight, the bishop,
Right.
and it's still there, but it's just so beautiful. It's
Yes, and there have been, like, very famous artists have done their take on, like Man Ray and
yeah.
Giacometti actually made a chess set, and there's just some really wonderful pieces. But that wasn't my inspiration. It was simply really that my son and I loved playing chess together, and I loved talking to him about really difficult things that were going on in our family at the time. And I found that chess was this wonderful time for two human beings to connect and be really in depth and engaged in the art of playing chess, but also just talking about the world and life. And it's a fascinating game.
It is.
So I consider them functional art. I consider them fine art and collector's pieces.
That's just amazing. And I love the way that you render the boards as well. It's clear where you need to go, but it's unconventional, and I love it. Anyway, so there you go, griffithchessdesigns.com if you'd like to go and
Thank you.
Right. Now for the fun bit. So I'm going to create your fantasy cultural year from the answers to 10 questions.
Okay, fantasy cultural year. Got it.
Easy questions, right?
Yeah.
And we'll have to rattle through this, but we often go off piece.
I'll do my best.
Right. So, Cyrice, what's your favorite building?
I would say anything by Zaha Hadid. I have to tell you, like, they're all breathtaking. I don't have a favorite.
Okay, I need one in a location to start your year. It doesn't need to be that architect, but
okay. I'm very fond of the Salk Institute in San Diego. It is
okay.
Yeah, I'm very fond of that.
The Silk Institute.
Salk, S-A-L-K.
S-A-L-K. Okay,
right.
So for the benefit of our viewers who may not be familiar with it, I'm going to try and find it. S-A-L-K Institute. Oh my Lord, look at that.
I believe.
I'm going to share my screen so that people can see.
Oh my gosh, I've got so many. And then there's the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. Oh
so is this the one? Am I in the right place?
Yes.
Look at that. Oh
It's,
yeah.
It's just,
where is it again? It's in
San Diego, California.
Beautiful.
Research Institute.
There you go. So people have seen that now, so they can.
Yes.
Now I want you to imagine. Okay, let's find a spot for you to sit at.
One with the sunset, I love.
Well, this one, or
no, a little further up. A little further up. That
This
one
one.
right there with the sun. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting at a little cafe table here,
Oh, yes.
enjoying the sunset, listening to the water, and you've got a book by your side. And ideally, it's a book that has been with you all your life. What book that might be?
You know, I have favorites that I go back to every year, and believe it or not, um, one of my favorite books is The Phantom Toll Booth. And I know that that is an odd reaction, but I honestly, it was something that I enjoyed so much when I was a child. And then when I read it to my son, I saw it in a new light. You know, it's this journey of this fictional character and all of the kinds of people and kinds of things that you run into in life. And I just loved it. It's just it's an escape book. It's not, you know, someone's biography. It's not, I guess if it was a biography, no, that one's a little too heavy. Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings is also very much a favorite of mine. But
Excellent. You can have both. They're both on the table next to you, okay?
on the later side of life, I'm more visual than I am
On
returning to.
the left-hand side of you is a drink, and
Oh,
it's the sun's going down, so it's over the yard arm, and you can have any drink you like.
New York Sour.
A New York sour. So there you are, okay? You're enjoying the sunset in that idyllic spot
Okay.
with those two favorite books to flick through
Yes.
and your New York sour.
Yes.
Now you're feeling quite pleased with yourself because you've just come away from a meeting with a wealthy Californian family who like to support research into the arts. Okay.
Okay.
They've asked you if you'd like to spend a year studying the arts and culture landscape in the country of your choice. Okay. Everything's been sorted out at work. You can take your family with you or they'll be fine. It's highly paid, first class all the way. And all you need to do is give them a half-an-hour presentation when you come back. So that's the gig. Okay. I'm assuming you'd accept that.
I would.
You
Definitely
would.
accept.
Okay. So they've asked you to decide where you'd like to go. You can choose to be in any single country for this year.
Okay. The Netherlands.
Whoa, there's the first surprise. I love it. That's great. Okay, and which city in the Netherlands would you choose?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Love it. Right. So you're on the plane, okay?
Yes.
From LAX to wherever it is, Amsterdam.
Yes.
It's first class all the way, so you have a cabin on this airplane. Everything you need is provided. You and your family. Would you be on your own, or would you
I'd be
take?
on my own.
You'd be on your own. Okay.
On my own.
Right. So the
At some
steward
point, my son would come visit me, but I'm on my own right now.
he can come visit. He can come
Yeah.
visit. So the steward, your personal steward, first class, hands you a letter. And he said, I was asked to give you this once we were airborne.
Okay.
It's from the Wealthy Family Foundation in California. And they've said that one of the conditions of your trip is that they want to study you. And in particular, they'd like to know the impact on you of limiting your musical intake to one very specific genre of music for the whole year.
That is not fair. Okay.
I
Okay.
What's it going to be?
Genre?
Yeah. What type of music?
Oh, geez. That is not fair.
It's not fair.
That's not fair. R&B.
R&B. Any artists in particular that would be on that playlist?
The greats. Oh my gosh, that is really not fair.
You can have a
I
number of artists, but
oh gosh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh God, I could go back. I would say Dionne Warwick. I would say, I'm going from back forward.
Yeah.
Let's say, I'm going to throw everybody in there. Minnie Riperton, um, Luther Vandross. Um,
Yeah, we get the lane.
you get it? Like
Yeah,
the
we get
good
it.
stuff,
Yeah.
the real good stuff.
Minnie Riperton,
Yeah.
Loving You. That was the slow dance when I was a
Oh,
kid.
that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Bill
Um,
Withers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All that good stuff.
Great. So here you are on the plane. You in the note it said that the Family Foundation have arranged for 4 or 5 people to meet you and take you under their wing when you arrive in Amsterdam and show you the sights and look after you.
Wow.
So
4 or
when you
5.
get there, there is
Mhm.
a group of very friendly looking young Dutch people holding up a card with your name on it.
Mhm.
And they take
Lovely.
you, they take you into the center of Amsterdam.
Okay.
And you have a loft, a converted artist's studio loft apartment
Okay.
overlooking a canal, right in the center of Amsterdam.
Okay.
They want to take you out in the evening,
Mhm.
and they'd like to take you to a dance show of some description. And this is where this fantasy comes in, because you
Okay.
can see any dancer, living or dead, any dance group or any dance style on the stage in front of you. What would you choose?
Okay. I'm getting a little emotional. It would be my grandmother. She was a chorus dancer in the Cotton Club.
Oh, wow. So you can get you we can arrange that for you. She's on the
I want to see
stage
that.
in the
I want to
chorus
see.
line. Yep. And there you are sitting watching her. That'd be
Yes.
fantastic. And as
Oh
a
my God.
as a benefit, you get to say hello to her afterwards.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh.
Lovely. And so
Half an hour. I need just half an hour with
you
her.
can
I
have
just
half an
half an
hour.
hour.
Yeah. Everything you'd need to catch up. It would be fantastic.
Yes. All the questions
So
I want to ask.
lovely. So your friends enjoyed the show as much as you did. They
Mhm.
want to take you out to dinner. Now, Amsterdam will offer any national cuisine you like in its
Okay.
restaurants. We're going to a Michelin 3-star. What national cuisine would you like?
I think I'd go with Italian.
Ooh, lovely. Yes, there you are.
Yeah.
So you've had dinner, okay,
Mhm.
with a lovely drink to go with it. Now, the next day is sport day. Sport is part of the tapestry of our arts and culture experience.
Okay. Okay.
So you can participate or you can spectate, and you can have any sport you like for a couple of hours.
What you all would call football,
Soccer.
soccer.
Yeah. Okay. We'll throw in Johan Cruyff, the amazing, legendary Dutch footballer.
Okay. Thank you.
He's there. Excellent. Okay. Now, the next day is Visual Art Day. And
Okay.
in Amsterdam, there is a magical art gallery, quite big. And they use special effects, VR, projection, screen
Okay.
projections to bring into that space the entire output of any artist. Okay. And it's laid out in chronological order. So you can walk through the creative life of any artist. You get a guide, an expert about that artist, to tell you a few things you might not have known about the pieces. But of course, you can only choose one.
Oh my gosh. This is very difficult. On that day, because it's just for a day,
Yeah.
I would choose, I could choose Caravaggio.
Ooh, ooh, that's going to look amazing.
I think I would on that day.
Yeah,
I'd try it. Yeah.
because what the art gallery has done is it's scanned, stereoscopically scanned
Okay.
the works.
It's like
So
one of those immersive
yeah, so you put the helmet
experiences.
on and you're in the painting,
Oh my God. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah.
walking behind people. So the AI has decided what the back of a person looks like.
I would like to try that.
That would be
Yes.
great. I think I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Disney who created deep something or other, deep, I can't remember, but in the films, you don't, the computer has to know what's behind the tree so that when the camera does the virtual flight.
Oh, wow.
So deep canvas, it's called deep canvas. So we're going to
Okay.
apply deep canvas to the works of Caravaggio. And so
That
you
would be
can,
kind of
you
cool.
can almost touch it. You can get up close and it gets bigger and smaller, all like that.
Oh, I
And,
would like to try that.
and as a final treat, you can press a button and it'll get animated.
Oh,
So the characters will move. So there you go. That's one. Thank
that
you.
would be something that the Dutch would do, by the way. That
Oh,
like
it is. Absolutely. Okay, so next up, they to lighten the mood the next day, they're going to let you go to any play, musical or opera. Okay,
yeah.
and you can have the original cast if you like. You can have anyone particular that on the stage. So what musical, play or opera would you want to enjoy?
There was a play that I saw many years ago. God, I can't remember the name of the actor. He's passed. Anyway, it was called Art.
Oh, yes.
And the premise was that a group of friends were getting together for dinner, and one of them had purchased a piece of art for a ridiculous amount of money, and it was literally a white canvas
I
that
think
had been painted white.
yeah.
And then they started arguing about what they saw in the painting. And then it got into the idiosyncrasies of their relationships, and it was phenomenal, phenomenal.
Oh, good. That you
Like
can have that.
Angela and
Yeah,
Angela. Anyway, I saw it like twice. It was phenomenal.
brilliant. Okay. Now the next day is film night. You can go, you've got a beautiful luxury cinema room. There are only 12 seats, but the screen is huge, wrap around, and you're in the center where you want to be with your colleagues. And they've asked you to choose a film that you love that they may not have seen.
Okay, no one is going to get this because no one ever does. But my favorite movie that I watch at least 4 times a year is called What About Bob? And I think it's the funniest film I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally watch it 4 times a year. It's called What About Bob? It's got Bill Murphy and Richard Dreyfuss
Bill Murphy
and
or Bill Murray?
Bill Murray, sorry, Bill
Right.
Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. And it's Bill Murray is a hypochondriac who gets obsessed with his therapist and follows him on vacation and then makes his therapist crazy. And it's just really funny. But
I'm going to watch that tonight. I'm going to find it.
here's the line, 2 lines from it that makes so much. It's like they talk about baby steps, like healing yourself through baby steps, and then they talk about take a vacation from your problems. So it's a really funny film. I don't know. I
I
just think
love
it's one of the most
one
brilliant
of my
films ever.
favorites is As Good as It Gets.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't tend to like things that everyone else likes.
yeah, Helen Hunt. There's some great lines in that because he's playing this reclusive author who's
Yeah.
unpleasant to everybody. And somebody knocks at the door and he says, "Go sell crazy somewhere else. We're all stocked up here," which I loved. And then rather controversially, he goes back to visit his publisher, and the receptionist is awestruck and celebrity sort of
Right.
because he's quite a famous author. And she says, "Please tell me how you write women so well." And he says, "I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability."
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah.
I love that. I thought that was really good.
Oh yeah. That's one
Excellent.
of my favorite movies ever. Sorry, it just makes me laugh
Excellent.
every single time.
Okay. I
Picks
think
me
I
up
might
every
know where this one's going the next day, but it's Hero Day. Okay.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
in Amsterdam. We've booked another Michelin 3-star restaurant for you for a leisurely 2-hour lunch. You can have lunch with anyone you like, living or dead.
Maybe two.
You can have two.
Okay. Sir Harry Belafonte and Sir Sidney Poitier.
Oh, what a lunch that would be.
Oh my
Uh,
God. Oh my God.
But I
Oh my
mean,
God.
pioneers, heroes, absolutely.
I just want to spend, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be, yeah.
I didn't know until I watched the documentary on Netflix that Harry Belafonte was so closely involved with Live Aid in the US. You
Oh
know,
my gosh. He was
he
an
pulled,
amazing humanitarian.
yeah.
Like
I mean, he pulled that, you know, that they when they sang, was it Feed the World, the song that they recorded?
yes.
Yeah, he was there singing away, but I didn't realize. I thought it was Lionel Richie, but it was him that pulled everyone
No, it
together.
was him that, yeah, he was one of the catalysts, but also like he did so much for humanity and what is right around not only just hunger, but people suffering,
Hmm.
children. Um, and he did it without any accolades. He didn't, he
Yeah,
stood up in front of the UN and made speeches. And I mean, he's amazing.
yeah. Okay, that's I'd like.
I just,
I think you'll. I'll let you have three people so I can come as well. Um. Okay. Now the next day is one of those rare days if you're a
okay,
busy a busy
it's a great first
parent.
week.
What? Yeah.
It's great.
This day is your own. Okay. You've all your personal admin is up to date. Nobody's given you any chores to do or tasks. You've got no meetings. You know from the moment you wake up until the moment you put your head back on the pillow, the day is entirely yours. You have any form of transport you need, limos, helicopters, ships,
Wow.
captains, whatever, guides, anything. What would you want to do in Amsterdam for your complete day off?
I would just love to walk around and look at facades, doors, archways, architecture. That's, I, yeah, that's what I would love to do.
Yeah, I love to look up a bit more when I'm in London.
Yeah,
One of the things I only quite recently noticed was that the windows are all slightly different when
yeah,
some of the buildings in London. I don't know if that's the case in New York as well, but or Los Angeles, but the really old 100-year-old
awesome.
buildings, the first floor windows will be square, perhaps. The second floor might be
Right.
arches. It's great.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm afraid that's the end of your year. You're back on the plane. You've had a
Oh, I
wonderful time. Okay.
thought it
You
was
know
just the first week. Okay,
that
because
was
you said
just
the
the
next
first
day.
week. Yeah, yeah. You have to pay for the rest.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Um, and so you're on the way home and first class all the way, of course. And you notice there's a TV option on the aeroplane, and you haven't watched any television um, since you left. So, are there any TV shows that you'd want to catch up on or would like to dive into or binge watch on your flight?
I'm not a big TV watcher.
Very few people are actually when I interview them like this. It's
Yeah,
really interesting.
I'm not a big TV watcher. But there's actually a YouTube series I'm obsessed with that's called um Without History.
Okay,
And
it's on YouTube, is it?
yes, and I find it absolutely fascinating because it is revealing um, the erased history of Africans um, across the world.
Right.
And I find it really fascinating. I find anything having to do with um, uh, the peoples who, you know, created mathematics and all of these things. I just find it really fascinating.
Wow.
And I would probably just dive into that for the plane, all the plane
You can
ride.
do that.
Yeah.
If you're fascinated by those people, those who document the experience of Black people, have a look
Mhm.
at Keonis Thomas. You might want to scribble it.
Honest,
Keonis
Thomas.
Thomas. He's one of our full members. He's an artist
Okay.
in St. Louis.
Oh,
Uh,
really? Okay.
yeah, and he's on a mission to document the African American experience through art.
Wow. Okay. I'm on it.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Keonis Thomas. Thomas,
Okay.
say hello from me.
Okay.
He comes to our events sometimes.
Is
So
it K.A.?
Kaonis.
Thomas, okay.
Thomas,
And
yeah.
he's from where?
St. Louis.
St. Louis, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Excellent. So there's another note on the desk on the plane, and your
Okay.
musical intake restrictions have been lifted. So you can
Oh,
now listen to something that's not R&B.
okay.
What's the first thing you're going to listen to?
Well, it's got, okay. Sting,
Sting. Okay.
love it. Love him. Love everything that he does. So diverse. His work is so diverse.
Yeah.
I would listen,
I remember when he added the drummer Omar Hakim to his band. Oh, we were very,
right. And even back with Bradford Marsalis, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
in those days. So yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. Um, yeah,
yeah.
I would, I spent a year
Any single track come to mind of his?
fragile, fragile.
Fragile. Right. Okay. You got
Yeah,
it. So there you
that's
are, touching down, LAX. You had a lovely year. Did you enjoy your fantasy cultural year?
I so enjoyed it. Um, there's a very good chance I wouldn't come home, or I would just come home to give my presentation.
Yeah. And pick up your son and do it all again. There we go.
And just go, yeah, go back. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cyrice, wherever this appears, this, as you know, is going to hit our YouTube channel. It'll be embedded on a profile that my colleague Isabel will write about you. We'll then promote that with a pinned post in to the 500,000 monthly users of our LinkedIn groups,
Okay.
and that'll get a bit of attention, which is great. But
Thank
please
you.
don't rush off. But for the benefit of those who are watching us, please check Cyrice out, and the chess sets are just amazing. But for now, Cyrice, thank you so much for joining me and doing this. Was it fun?
Thank you. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's so funny because when you talk about art and like focusing on something and you have only can do it for one day, it's like, wait, no, I want to see more.
That's great. Thank you so much, Cyrice.
One.